Friends, put on your rain jackets because the next bloodbath is coming and it's going to hit us all. So be prepared and pay attention to what happens next. And with that, hey and welcome to Crypto Owl. This is what it could look like or something similar when another bloodbath comes and the blood flows down the streets and even rains down on us. This is what it could look like or something similar. But as you know, crises are opportunities. And we also talked about this on Friday during the live stream. Or rather, I was live. Here's the link again. And I was honestly overwhelmed by what was happening. Bitcoin down by 20,000 US dollars. And now let's take a look at what's happening right now because the next crash is definitely coming. Why, how, and what exactly is happening here and how you can recognize all of this, that's what you'll find out in this video. We're not going to start with the market update. Instead, here's a quick update on what's currently happening around this trade war. Mario Naval has broken it all down again. Specifically, China has now tightened export regulations for rare earths, or mainly for rare earths. They have even put companies on a blacklist and imposed new fees on ships wanting to dock in China. So new tariffs, fees, you can call them whatever you like. And Trump responded with threats of 100% tariffs. But, as I said, he still has about 2.5 weeks to either implement or withdraw all of this. And until then, a meeting between Xi and Trump is also supposed to take place. So between the US president and the Chinese president, yes, and analysts say that both sides believe the other is playing unfairly, and that's why the trust is gone. And a quick solution, meaning that the 100% tariffs might still be withdrawn, is possible, but a long-term and permanent solution has now become very unlikely. And of course, this leads to uncertainty in the market. We see that Bitcoin continues to fall. We can take a look and actually see that things aren't looking so great right now. In the past few hours, we're looking at the hourly chart here, ever since China reacted and said, well, they're actually the strange ones. Since then, we've seen that everything is dropping here. On top of that, there have been liquidations and so on. We're about to do some on-chain analysis and then take a look at what's actually happening right now. Of course, the stocks in the US, as we can see here, from Netflix all the way down to the Dow Jones, and if we look at the S&P 500, we see it clearly. They have, of course, also contributed to the charts moving downward. Only one is really in the green up here, and that's gold in this case. Even though gold saw a sell-off this morning, we can actually see that on Monday, this is shown very clearly here in the 4-hour chart. Monday after that Friday, this is Friday, and here is Monday. After Monday, it reacted again and reacted very well. If we look at the daily chart, yes, friends, all-time high. What more can I say? All-time high broken. Once again, $4,180 for gold. Pretty intense. Yes, and then we saw that the whole thing isn't moving up in a straight line, but of course, profit-taking is only logical. Still, it's the only green chart, even though it might turn red here soon, which is at the top of the list here. Yes, and the crypto owl, we can see it. Everything is dropping, everything all around. I'd say down by 4 to 10%. Wow, at least on my watch list. And you know, those aren't all the crypto coins out there. And that shows that the market is currently dropping sharply again. And of course, that presents opportunities. I've said it before. And I can only tell you, you should take advantage of these opportunities with great exchanges, low fees, and also user-friendly platforms, especially if you want to keep things simple on the go. And you can do that, for example, with OKX. On our homepage, you get 10% cash back plus an extra 20 euros when you sign up. Here's a trailer. And remember, the low fees, 0.08 for makers and 0.1 for takers, are very affordable for such an easy-to-use exchange. OKX regulated in Europe. Get a 20 euro welcome bonus with the link in the video description or the pinned comment. Register quickly and get started right away. Verify yourself securely and easily. Top up your balance in seconds. Start with your first trades. You can buy and sell hundreds of cryptocurrencies. And as you can see, there are even more features. All of this can be done via spot trading or simply with cryptocurrencies using USD and Euro. Buy and sell in just a few seconds with the simple purchase system. You can do all of this in the app as well. Trade using the spot system, buy and sell, or even set up monthly DCA payments or weekly ones too. Copy strategies or create your own to make regular manual deposits and automatically buy cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin with the simple buy and sell function, or you can also convert, meaning swap or exchange. If you have a balance here, simply top it up. You can do this via Google Pay, PayPal, or credit card. Just deposit here easily. The current welcome bonus is 20 euros in Bitcoin. To receive this bonus, buy cryptocurrency worth 200 euros. Additionally, the first 5,000 participants will receive a spot grind bot loss protection of 20 USDC. Use the spot grind bot from OKEx and receive this loss protection in case the bot generates losses. We see further indications here of another drop and even a rapid one. And that's a piece of not so good news, but it has already been picked up. The US government has now transferred Bitcoin. And of course, speculation is already starting. Was it sold here? Is it being sold here? Is a sale being planned? Or is it just the Bitcoin reserve? Let's take a look at the whole thing, and this is what it looks like right now. The US government has just transferred 667.6 Bitcoin worth 74.7 million US dollars to a new wallet. We can see that here, and Arkham has, of course, provided all this information nicely again, or rather, is showing it to us. It's now been 4 hours, 667.623 Bitcoin was sent here at this point, and this transfer went to this wallet, and this wallet sent it to this wallet, and this wallet now holds 74.02. Why is it a bit less now? Because Bitcoin has dropped in value during that time. We see a minus 3.19% here, and this is where the Bitcoin are now stored. Here we can see the inflow, 652.15 and 0.00 something as a test transaction. Exactly right, a $15 test transaction, and then the remaining millions were sent afterwards. So you've learned, you know what's going on. Now, of course, the big question is, what is this? Is this the Bitcoin reserve here? Or is it perhaps a wallet, for example, from Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, or whatever, and the whole thing is being sold? So far, it's still not clear what kind of wallet this is. For now, it's an independent new wallet. Of course, it could be a deposit wallet for an exchange. That hasn't been confirmed by any party so far, and 4 hours later, that's actually pretty good. On the other hand, the exchange isn't going to come out and say, hello, this is a deposit wallet, everything will be sold soon. Have fun. No, of course, that's not going to happen. But you do have to be careful here, and of course there's a lot of wild speculation going on. Is the US government now a price driver to the downside, and will they keep selling? That remains the big question. But these are already some indications, and with all the speculation going on, it seems like something is happening here. Is it the Bitcoin reserve that's being affected here, which would of course be a bullish signal again? So that means because of the tariff war and all the short positions, I talked about this in the last video as well. Here again, in case you missed it, the big question is, have all these wallets now deliberately pushed the Bitcoin price down? And because the Bitcoin price is low, they were able to buy in at a good price. And soon, thanks to the US government and Donald Trump, the Bitcoin reserve will be pushed forward so that the price moves back up. That would definitely be a solution for these wallets. I don't think the US government is going to sell all of it, especially since Donald Trump himself said that these current Bitcoins, which were confiscated in various criminal cases, will be converted into the Bitcoin reserve. And this could be the step towards that. So maybe something positive is happening, and if it does turn out to be a deposit wallet from Kraken or Coinbase, then hallelujah. Then it will definitely drop even further. But then Donald Trump would have broken a campaign promise. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with this wallet. Another reason why Bitcoin will continue to fall is an important topic, because there's this Bitcoin OG. And this Bitcoin OG, wait a minute, what exactly is this Bitcoin OG? This Bitcoin OG was partly responsible on Friday for the prices crashing down because he opened extremely large short positions and made a profit of $160 million with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Anyone who wants to dive deeper into this whole topic can of course take a closer look at it. All the links I show here from all the tweets and all the sites, you will of course find in the video description. And then you can check out what's happening here, how he did it, and what's actually been going on with his wallet lately. In any case, this Bitcoin OG, why actually Bitcoin OG? Well, he's been involved with Bitcoin for a long time and has had Bitcoin in his wallet for ages, which is why they call him the Bitcoin OG here, and it even led to its own hashtag. And this Bitcoin OG currently has a short position that is actually extremely profitable. Here you can see all the short positions, and there's his current one, namely a 10 times Bitcoin short at an entry price of 15,783. Let's take a look at the current Bitcoin price. When did he open it? 15,783. That's pretty much right up here, folks. That's pretty much right up here where he went short again. And after that, we saw the drop downwards. In any case, this wallet is currently being watched. Yeah, and he's very much in profit at the current price in... Let's go from this screenshot at 14,000. The current price is even at 111,000. Of course, 114,000, not just 14,000, but here, 114,000. By now, that's $3,000 less at this point. So for him, that's more to the upside. And because of that, he's making extreme profits here. And this Bitcoin OG is currently being watched very closely, you have to say. And of course, this Bitcoin OG is also being monitored by Arkham. And here we can just see a bit of his transactions because by now he has 2 or 3 wallets. His older wallet, and here the wallet he mainly trades with, where the deposits are made to Binance and Hyperliquid. Here is the deposit with Bitcoin, or rather he sent USDC to Binance, bought Bitcoin with it, and then went short with those, the old short seller. And this old short seller is also causing the Bitcoin price to keep falling, especially when you look at this wallet and see there's a massive short position here regarding his short position, which he opened on Friday and has liquidated. These holdings are still on exchange wallets. They haven't flowed back to his main wallets yet, so there could still be quite a bit of shorting to come. So when we have such a big wallet, we quickly get it under control, and the market makers, of course, play along with it because they say, well, if we lose him, the exchange loses a lot of money, so we have to play a bit in his direction. Trying to play against him doesn't make sense, so the market makers go along with it, and such a big wallet. Once again, the big money wins, and that naturally leads to liquidations here. Now, this post is already a bit older, but still, we see 4-hour wrecked. So the 4-hour liquidation, that's here in this area, that's in the area from this morning. Here in this area, the screenshot is already a bit older, a few hours old. We can see that $250 million were liquidated, 212 million in long positions, and at least 38 million in short positions. So that brings us to 250 million in liquidations over the past few hours or so in the morning. So friends, what's going on right now? Big wallets have us in check here, or rather, we're watching these wallets and the market is playing along with the big wallets. If the big wallet goes short, many others will open additional short positions. If the big wallet goes long, which it hasn't really done so far, then those will go long as well. But as I said, so far it's mostly going short. So it's betting against the market because the market is obviously hoping for the Uptober. Where is it anyway? When is it coming? On the horizon. We don't want it. Well, it's not here at the moment. Let's hope things get better. But let's also remember, things like this are, of course, also driven by the ETFs. And the ETFs, of course, also contribute to sell-offs. We can see that here, the 13th October, so yesterday, $326 million flowed out of the Bitcoin ETF. But with Ethereum, we also see that yesterday, 428 million, even more, flowed out. Probably a bit with Solana as well. No, with Solana, there's heavy investing, but there's only that one small one anyway. Still uninteresting, since the others will follow anyway. So has anything happened right now with the Bitcoin ETFs? Or can we already see something beforehand? Yes, of course we can see that. And of course, everyone is mainly watching one wallet, namely the BlackRock wallet, of course. And just a few hours ago, as we can see here, this wallet moved Bitcoin, but not only Bitcoin, also Ethereum. And as we can see here at that moment, 93,158 Ethereum and 704 Bitcoin were simply sent to Coinbase Prime. So these are the current blockchain numbers, which we don't yet see reflected in the ETF. So that means we will probably see negative numbers in the ETF as well, either tomorrow or later tonight once the numbers are made public, because these are the blockchain data and they already tell us, oh boy, Coinbase Prime deposits are heating up because BlackRock is sending Bitcoin and Ethereum there. This will lead to prices falling further, and of course, that means there will be speculation about all these topics. What's going on right now, friends? What's going on right now? Here, wallets are being watched that are really betting big against the market and even winning because the market, or rather the market maker, says, that's too much, I can't play against that, so I'll play along. And that's what's driving the market down right now. On top of that, we have a US government that's just moving some Bitcoin around a bit at the moment. Whether it ends up back on the wallet and they were just running some transaction tests, nobody knows. Because it wasn't just one wallet, as we've seen, it was actually 2 wallets. Yeah, and then of course you have the ETF selling again, plus the OG wallet and the whole Trump and trade war issue. Hallelujah, what's going on right now? We can assume that over the next week or two, the market will keep being manipulated and not in a positive way. everyone's watching the Bitcoin OG wallet. Speaking of wallets, just a quick note. The Tangam Ring, the wallet for your finger, is currently heavily discounted. Just a quick heads up. With the code cryptocurrencies, you always get 10% off all orders at Tangam. With the code 15 offering, you get an additional 15% off the Tangam Ring. That's a total of 25% off the Tangam Ring. Free shipping and €5 in Bitcoin. This offer is valid until October 20th. Only 6 days left. And this email with €5 in Bitcoin will be sent to you after you've made your purchase. Just a quick note, because it probably won't get any cheaper than this. And as I said, with the code cryptocurrencies, you can always save at Tangam, the simple and secure wallet for your smartphone. And of course, as long as everyone is watching this wallet and observing what it's doing right now, is it going short or is it going long? This wallet, of course, has the market somewhat or even very much under its control. So right now, everything seems to be working against a positive Bitcoin, or crypto owl in this case, because we all know Bitcoin is being played with here, the big money is involved and everyone is watching. If the market makers also turn short, then of course they react with the other crypto owls as well. That means Bitcoin, as the mother of the crypto owls, sets the pace here, or rather, it sets the pace here, the Bitcoin price and the not so great. So October is already proving to be difficult. It's now October 14th, and so far we're really only seeing Downtober. So far, things aren't looking too rosy, and that loss of 20,000 Bitcoin on Friday was, of course, nasty, even though the regression channel, but that's already, or rather, mine has been active since the 22nd. June, if we were to draw it here at 9, although the candle stands out. So if you think about it, that we're here at 108, we were at $8,000, and at one point here in early September, even at a price of around $107,000, we saw that again on October 10th. So the market is crazy, but because of the tariffs, well, yes, that one OG wallet is playing games with us, no question. At the same time, what the US government is doing with Bitcoin is also very strange. But because of the tariffs, we can also see that US stocks, of course, aren't looking so great either. But let's be honest, after months of basically only going in one direction, it was only a matter of time before a drop would come, because there's a lot of money being traded here, a lot of money being played with, and of course people are going long and short, and at some point these positions will cancel each other out. Here is the big red candle from Friday. So it remains very exciting to see what will happen here in the next days and weeks. 2.5 weeks until the 100% tariffs, and looking purely at Bitcoin. This Bitcoin Orient wallet, you should keep an eye on it, but it's rough how this wallet, or even another one, in the last video, I showed you 2 wallets that are manipulating the market extremely. And that's not at all what everyone expects, and the whole thing isn't what everyone expects, like an Uptober, a positive October. It remains very exciting. Feel free to share your opinion on this whole topic in the comments. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more videos. Of course, follow me on social media. That would make me very happy. With that said, thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video.